what are the steps to consider before taking a trade? Now, because these live trades are normally spot trading trades, okay? So I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide so that you know how to take your trades, okay? That's very important to the person. So if you're joining me live, welcome. So this is the tutorial section of these live trades, okay? So I want to take time to answer the question that was asked me, that what are the steps to consider before taking the trades, okay? And then what are the things you need to consider, right, before you even cancel the trade or things like that. So I'll take it bit by bit so that we all understand. So let me go back into this is the spot trading section, right? So the reason why I tend to use the spot trading section more than the convert is because most of the pairs are in the spot trading section, okay? So most times when you go to convert, you may not see these pairs happen, or you may not see these pairs, appear the way they appear in spot trading. Now, of course, you should realize that in the spot trading section here, you're going to be charged 0.1% on any trade. And if you're using BNB as your trading fees, you will be charged less, like 25% less. You'll be charged 0.075, something like that, and you'll be charged less. Now, the reason why I tend to prefer to use the same currency in which I am, doing the trades in, is because it just makes it simpler to, categorize and look at the deduct all the fees and all of that, right? So that's why I choose to use the same currency. So if I'm doing BTC USDT, I would allow it to be charged in BTC rather than maybe charging BNB, something like that, just for ease of calculations. That's the reason why I do that. Anyway, so this is the spot trading section, and of course on the right hand side here we've got the order book, right? This order book is very important. You need to take note of the order book because these are the real prices. Now you may see the price in the center here, and that's the 366. That's changing to 366.40. That's like the ask price. But the real price when you're trying to make a trade are the prices that are listed in either the red section or the green section. So for instance, when we're trying to make take a spot trading trade. Is that not tautology? Anyways, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. When you're trying to place a trade in spot trading, you need to consider this, what I call it now, the submissions in the order book, because these are the live submissions in the order book. Now, if you want to buy, right, if you want to make a purchase of that particular pair, you got to look at the first red, because really if you want to buy instantly, because I know people keep on asking me, should I take market order? No, you can get your trades executed immediately when you do the simple trick. Just understand it. You want immediately, you got to choose a higher price. Don't choose the center price because it's not going to execute immediately, except it's BTC USDT to always, it's always flipping and flopping because of the velocity, so it definitely will execute faster, right? But if there are other trades that you want to take, maybe like different pairs, you have to choose a higher price. That is the first red. This first red that is saying 3657276 and all of that, that is the first red I'm referring to, okay? Now if you want to buy, now if you want to sell, okay, and you're looking at it and you're seeing that you're still in the queue and you want to sell immediately, you got to choose the first green, this one that says 36598. That is the first green. So remember, you want to buy the first red, you're going to pick that. That's going to be a slightly higher price, and you must do all the simulations to be sure you're going to make money. Sell immediately and instantly, you need to pick the first green. So I wanted you to understand the concept of the order book, because that's very key for you to understand. Whether you're doing spot trading, you're doing inter-exchange arbitrage, you're doing triangular arbitrage, these are the same steps. These are the things you must take note of. Okay, now let's delve deep into spot trading. What are the things we must take note of before we place a trade? First off, if I take you to, and I'm going to probably just place a trade as I'm doing this tutorial so that you will understand what I'm saying. You go to gainers, because I love to use gainers. I don't use losers anymore. New listings, I still use it once in a while, but I'd rather just stick with gainers. You always like to stick with what works, right? Very key. So you can expand it. Now, because BTC has just gone through a slight dump right now, most of the prices will be falling, but that's not a problem. We'll definitely be able to get one of the trades. Now, look at this. We can see that the topmost one has risen like plus 68% within the last 24 hours, right? That should be Badger, I think. Yeah, Badger is $4.86. Now, look at it. If I click on it, you can see what's going on here. Now, you can see how this run all the past 10 hours been going up just because BTC has also been going up, right? Then after a while, the last 3-4 hours, it had a dump and then it's back up again and just going up and down, flipping and flopping. But currently right now, if you take a good look, we have the parabolic SARS underneath. Now, what are the things we have to look at? First off, like I always tell you, you have to choose coins that have a propensity to increase, to go up, okay? Not just because you're picking a coin that's already on the ground, no, and that it might likely go up. No, that is a probability. We're talking about propensity. Propensity is different from probability, okay? Propensity means that it has a likelihood. It's more in the positive that this will rise up. Remember, if you heard what I just said, please just type in the comments propensity. Propensity means that it is likely to increase more than a probability, okay? So it definitely has that opportunity and it looks like it's going to increase. Now look at this. One of the things that gave us a sign that this would increase is when you have the, the parabolic SARS underneath. Not on top, because on top means that it's already going down in the momentum direction downwards. You don't want that, okay? You want to be sure that you're taking the steps up and that you're following that steps. Very, very key, very, very important, okay? So now this has a propensity to increase. Yes, it looks like it has a pullback moment because anytime, that is how trading is, right? Anytime it rises up, it definitely must have a pullback. Remember that everything that goes up must come down at some point and then it will go back up again. Remember that that is the pattern of trading. It's never a straight line. Never a straight line, okay? So now that we've looked at that, now you can see it's having a pullback moment. Will I choose this trade for now? Because I don't know how long the pullback moment is going to be. I'm going to have to come back. So I wouldn't take this trade because number one, even though the parabolic SARs are going up, I wouldn't take the trade because right now it's in the pullback season. So until I see it's in pump mode, because that's another thing you must consider, pump mode. The pump mode is very important. That means that it's actually leveled and it's in a green candle and it is topping it and increasing it at that same point. That is what I call pump mode, okay? So this is what I call a pullback season. So you have to wait it out, okay? So I hope that is on. If you have any questions about what I'm sharing, I'm just trying to answer the question on what are the things we need to look out for before we take any trades. I don't want to do anything above your heads. I want to make sure you understand every single thing I'm doing, right? So that you can also replicate the same. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let me go ahead. So first off, like I said, first, the parabolic SARS has to be underneath. We've seen that. Then it must be in pump mode. So even though the parabolic SARS has been met, it's not in pump mode. All right, so those are the two things. Then of course the third thing is that you have to look at the RSI. RSI has to be less than 70. Probably even if it's in 70s, it shouldn't be up to 75. Max 72, 73. But this is a good one, but because I'm going to strike it out right now, not totally, but like I'll have to come back to it because it's in a pullback season. So when you see that one of those three is not checked, you have to go and look for another one, okay? Now there are some other complicated things that people will tell you about the depth of the market and all of those, and you go to CoinMarketCap and you check. No, I'm trying to make this simple for you, okay? And if you feel this is simple enough, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know that it's simple enough for you to understand. And if you're finding it difficult, let me know. All right. So let's go to another thing that we need to look at. Now, after you've seen all these three things, these first three things are for you to even decide or consider whether you're going to take this trade or not. After you've seen that all three are good, what do you do next? You look at the volume. Look at the volume, the 24-hour high, where did you go to where it was the max place it went to in the last 24 hours, right? That you look at the low, right? But we're more concerned about the high because whatever we're doing, if it hit that place, it should be able to hit it or at least somewhere close to it, okay? Then, of course, for liquidity, you need to check the volume, what is being traded. As you can see here, we have 120 million USDT. That shows that there's a lot of liquidity in this pair, right? So because there's a lot of liquidity in this pair, you shouldn't get stuck. Okay, so I think we've been able to get it right? So before you take your trades, ensure these first three things are there, then check the volume, check the maximum it went to in the past 24 hours. Very, very important, okay? Now, so the next stuff is like, as I've told you, we're going to gainers. So now I hope that's very clear, because now we're going to start taking our trades live. Are you ready? If you are ready, say yes in the comments. Yes, I'm ready to take my trades. Are you ready to make money along with me? You should be. So let's get started. Okay.